very good afternoon, class. Today I will be teaching about rhinitis. It is a very important topic for BSc third years. Okay, and this is from the unit ENT unit. So let's see what is about rhinitis. So coming to the definition, it is defined as inflammation of nasal mucosa membrane. Okay, due to the allergy or cold and characterized by one or more of the following symptoms. Okay, so patient is having inflammation in the nasal mucosa. Okay, so as you can see in here the nasal mucus, they become edematous and block the airway. Okay, so because of the inflammation, the nasal mucosa, they will become swelling, there will be redness, there will be swelling, and because of the swelling, it will block the airway of the nasal airways, and patient is unable to breathe in properly from the nose. Okay, so rhinitis is nothing but inflammation of nasal mucosa. Why? Due to allergies or cold, and it is characterized by any one of these symptoms. So patient can have nasal congestion. Okay, because of the blockage of the nasal mucosa, that's why patient is having nasal congestion. Sneezing. Okay, rhinorrhea. Rhinorrhea is the watery discharge that is coming from the nose, and itching. Okay, so these are some of the symptoms, and patient will be having one or more symptoms of rhinitis. So as you can see in this picture, this is a healthy nasal mucosa. Okay, there is no inflammation, it is perfectly healthy, but due to any allergen or any other causes, there can be inflammation in the nasal mucosa. Okay, so when there's inflammation, what happens is there will be swelling and it will block the airway. Patient will not be able to breathe properly from the nose, therefore they have to breathe from the mouth. So there are three types of rhinitis. One is allergic rhinitis, second is acute rhinitis, third is vasomotor rhinitis, and fourth is medicamentosa. So let us see each the types of rhinitis. First is allergic rhinitis. It may be seasonal and usually occurs as an acute response to specific antigen. So if a patient is having any allergies, okay, any allergies to any allergens or any specific antigen, okay, then we can say that there will be inflammation because of the contact with the allergens or the specific antigens. Then there will be a response. Okay, so the body will respond to such antigens, and there will be inflammation in the nasal mucosa. That is allergic rhinitis. The causes are pollens. Okay, during very windy season, these pollens they will be flying here and there, and that can lead to allergic rhinitis. Next, grass. Okay, some people are allergic to grass. So grass also is one of the allergens that can cause allergic rhinitis. Third is trees, flowers, and perfume. Specific perfume also, they are some people are very allergic to specific perfume. Okay, so that also can cause allergic rhinitis. So as you can see here, allergic rhinitis is also known as hay fever. Okay, hay fever is another name for allergic rhinitis. And this is caused by allergens. Allergens, like I said, it can be pollen grains, it can be grass, it can be trees, it can be flowers or perfume, or it can be hay, it can be dust, okay, animal hair of a cat or hair of a dog, and mold spores. Okay, so these are some of the allergens that can cause allergic rhinitis. So I hope this is clear. Okay, so see here, this is written rhinitis. Rhin meaning nose, itis meaning inflammation. So there is inflammation in the nasal mucosa. So let us see what are the signs and symptoms of allergic rhinitis. Okay, so whenever the patient is having inflammation in the nasal mucosa because of the allergies, patient will have rashes. Okay, that is very common. Lacrimation, okay, watery discharge, watery eyes, okay. Then running nose, okay, too much, the rhinorrhea, that is the watery discharge will come out from the nose. Sneezing, patient will have red eyes and itching, okay, because of the rash. So these are some of the signs and symptoms of allergic rhinitis. So I hope this is clear about allergic rhinitis. Now moving on to second type is acute rhinitis. Acute rhinitis is also known as coryza or common cold. Okay, this is very common because during winter season, okay, almost all people they will develop common cold. Okay, so what are the causes? Number one, rhinovirus, influenza virus, and adenovirus. Okay, so these are some of the causes for acute rhinitis. So as you can see here, patient will be having sneezing, okay, cold. We all know what is cold, okay. Patient will have sneezing, red eyes, runny nose, okay, then fatigue, fever. So these are some of the final symptoms of common cold. So let's not forget acute rhinitis, दूसरा नाम है coryza और common cold. And allergic rhinitis, दूसरा नाम है hay fever. Now coming to the third type, that is vasomotor rhinitis. It is also known as chronic idiopathic or non-allergic rhinitis. Okay, so allergies is not the allergens. Okay, specific antigens are not responsible for this type of rhinitis. Okay, so idiopathic meaning there is no specific cause. Okay, and it is known as chronic. तो दूसरा नाम क्या है? Chronic idiopathic rhinitis or non-allergic rhinitis. It is an abnormality of parasympathetic nervous activity. Okay, so it is written here by the word vasomotor. Here vasomotor meaning that it is a part of the parasympathetic nervous activity. So if there's any disruption or there's any abnormality of the parasympathetic nervous activity, then this patient may develop vasomotor rhinitis. What are the causes? Tumors, okay, septal deviation, next tuberculosis, granulomatous, and nasal polyps. So these are some of the causes for vasomotor rhinitis. Next type is medicamentosa. Okay, so people who are using these sprays for a longer duration, okay, or they are they are addicted to these sprays, then they can develop this type of rhinitis that is known as medicamentosa. So it is due to abuse or overuse of topical agents like Afrin nasal spray, okay, or Nurofen nasal spray. So here, so these are the pictures of these two nasal sprays. Okay, and patients, if they are overusing it or they are addicted to these nasal sprays, then they can develop this type of rhinitis called as medicamentosa. So we are done with the 4 types. First is allergic rhinitis, second is acute rhinitis, third is vasomotor rhinitis, and the last is medicamentosa. Okay, so I hope it is clear about the types of rhinitis. Now coming to the signs and symptoms of rhinitis. Okay, so these are the general signs and symptoms. Now one is rhinorrhea, meaning the runny nose or the watery discharge that's coming from the nose. Runny nose. Next, cold. Patient will have cold, loss of appetite, swelling. Okay, so the nasal mucosa will be swelling. Because of the swelling, it will cause an obstruction in the airway, the nasal airway. That is why breathing from the nose will be very difficult. Next, malaise, fever because of infection, anxiety, nausea, redness, and fatigue. So these are some of the signs and symptoms of rhinitis. Next, complications. What are the complications? There are 3 complications. One is serous otitis media. Okay, so I have taught you this about serous otitis media. Next, nasal polyps. As you can see here, these are the abnormal growth. Okay, that is growing in the nasal mucosa. Okay, so here So you can see this nasal polyp. Okay, it's an abnormal growth which is growing here, so it can cause complications. So it is one of the complications. And third is sinus infection. So sinusitis, that is infection of the sinus. So that is also another complication. So these are the three complications of rhinitis. Next, the diagnostic test. One is allergic test. So as you can see here, allergic skin testing. So what happens is they will make columns like these. Okay, there will be columns, and in each column they will drop an antigen. Okay, so this antigen can be of a pollen grain, or it can be of a animal hair, or it can be of a flower or trees or dust. Okay, and a small skin prick. Okay, first a drop of allergen, okay, is being dropped on the skin on each column. Then a small skin prick is being made on the skin, and there will be skin reaction. Okay, so if you can see in this picture also, see they've made a column. Okay, so if there are any redness, okay, over the areas where the allergens have been dropped, then if there's any redness, then then we can say that the patient is having allergic reaction to that specific allergen. Okay, so allergic testing, allergy skin testing is important. Next is rhinoscopy. It is a name for examination of nasal cavity. Okay, if you have to examine the nasal cavity, then we will use a rhinoscope. So this is a rhinoscope. Okay, so it reveals the nasal cavity, it reveals the sinus and the structure diseases in the nasopharyngeal space, that is the space between the nose and the throat. So these are the areas where this rhinoscope will help us to visualize. That is the nasal cavity, the sinus, and the structure diseases in the nasopharyngeal space. That is the space between the throat and the nose. Next, culture of nasal drainage. Okay, so what the watery discharge that is being come out from the nose. Okay, we will send it for culture sensitivity test, and the last is nasal smear, and we will do a smear test of the nasal mucosa. So these are some of the diagnostic tests that we will perform on patients. Next, coming to the medical management, antimicrobial agents for infection. Okay, so antibiotics or antivirals can be given to the patients. Next, antihistamine for allergies, okay, such as cetirizine and chlorpheniramine. These are given for allergic reactions. Anticholinergics can be given, corticosteroids to reduce the inflammation, decongestants to reduce the nasal congestions, that is like Otrivin nasal spray. This will help in relieving the congestion, okay, to decrease the congestion, the blockage in the nose. Okay, so this Otrivin is very helpful. And pain, if patient is having pain, then analgesics can be given. Next, coming to the nursing management, instruct the patient for proper administration of medicine, how to give nasal drops and nasal instillation. Okay, so all that has to be taught to the patient. Instruct the patient for blowing the nose before applying nasal drops or sprays. So, hygiene should be maintained. Okay, hygiene of the nose should be maintained before giving any nasal drops or nasal spray. And instruct the patient to avoid any allergens. Okay, so if the patient is known that I'm allergic to dust, then he or she should prevent themselves from dust. Okay, by wearing masks or by keeping the house clean from dust. Next, nursing diagnosis. These nursing diagnoses are applicable for this disease condition, rhinitis. They are ineffective breathing pattern related to nasal obstruction. Number 2, risk for infection related to rhinitis. Third, imbalanced nutrition less than body requirements related to anorexia and nasal obstruction. And last is anxiety related to disease condition. So these are some of the nursing diagnoses that you can apply for this disease condition. So we have come to the end of the topic for today. I hope this is clear about rhinitis. Okay. So thank you, class.